something. A minute early instead of a minute late. I hope everybody's doing okay. I got it back. Uh, so it's ready to put back on. Come to find out it wasn't bent or nothing. It was just real gummed up. So the guy took it out, freed it up, cleaned it up and everything, and put her back together. So, what's up, Mr. Eddie? Mr. Don? I mean, David, where did I get Don? But anyhow, that valve was just really uh, gummed up and stuck. And he said after he got it cleaned up and all, everything looked fine. So, uh, it is what it is. It's not bent or nothing and working now. So I guess we put her back together tomorrow. Ain't that right, Mr. Daniel? Oh, goodness sakes. Uh, I couldn't put it together this evening. They gave me the wrong head gasket, of course. Uh, so it will be morning before the head gasket gets here. So that'll give me something to do tomorrow morning. But it don't get warm enough to start doing anything till 10 or 11 o'clock. It's downright cold here in the morning, especially up in the front area of the RV. I got a piece of plastic up that right behind the seats, that whole front area, I don't let heat get to. It don't do no good because the floor's open with the engine hatch up. All that cold air comes in through the floor anyway. So it stays cold up there. With the plastic curtain up, it stays nice and warm back here. Matter of fact, I waited this morning until after 10 o'clock to take the head off just because I wanted the bolts to warm up just a little bit, you know. Oh, my goodness sakes. Well, this is probably going to be one of them baby lives tonight because I am just, I don't know why. I'm worn out. I may even take y'all a walk to go get a beer here in a few minutes. Shut the beer and go to bed. Yeah, it wasn't been just all gummed up from what, yes, according to. Let me turn on my hotspot and see if it'll do better. Hang on. Doggone it, work. It should be all right now. Damn, we got a wind advisory out for the next 24 hours, too. Shit. We got a wind advisory out for 24 hours, too. Nah. They ain't gonna put nothing worth of shit on there cheap. All your sales come after Christmas. The real sales. All the shit that everybody didn't buy, they thought they was going to buy, you get cheaper after Christmas. What do you mean, don't forget with rain? Oh, we're supposed to get rain tomorrow? Won't you just throw some more good news in there for me? If I remember right, Saturday or Sunday we're supposed to have snow. An inch. Yeah, it may make it a beer 30 for me before it's over with. Huh. Well, hopefully I get her all back tomorrow and it runs good and I can get on down the road. Drinking and smoking, there you go. Oh, I wish you could fire up. Tomorrow, we're all going tomorrow. Yeah, I didn't get the head gasket back. They sent the wrong head gasket. It may be there tonight, but I'm not going over there until in the morning. So by first thing in the morning, it should be there. But they gave me the wrong one, of course. So I gotta get a head gasket first thing in the morning. And when I say first thing, probably 11, 12 o'clock. It's got to warm up just a little bit, you know. It's going to be colder than hell. Rain likely, mainly. Before 9, cloudy. Oh, heck, all right. 48 by 9, hell, that'd be good. That's cool. So that's cool. Maybe I will get her done in the morning. I mean, I wouldn't go nowhere. Probably not even to the drug stop, especially if it's raining and stuff. But man, I'd like to get her going. Yeah, the only thing that's going to suck about the rain is putting the manifold back on. I do have to lay underneath of it to put the manifold back on. True story. Yeah, there you go. Get the GoPro. Take a bar of soap down where? What the hell are you talking about? Always a wise ass. Yeah, he's always got to throw a smart ass remark in everywhere, every once in a while. Why, I don't know, but that's just an asshole being an asshole. I'm glad I'm not the only one that catches it. Oh, you thought that too? Wow, when did you ever think that? Nah. No, you didn't misread. You didn't misread. About the bike, the helmet and the bike. I thought you was talking about the. Never mind. What's up, Mr. Will? Um, that valve was just gummed up, according to the guy. He got it out and everything, and um, cleaned it up and everything, and it's just fine. From what Mr. Daniel says. So put the same valve back in it and all. He checked it, made sure it wasn't bent or nothing, got it all cleaned up and put back in the engine. So we'll see what happens. Oh, you bitch slapped him. Oh, damn. We've known of Dave a long time. Not a whole lot, Joseph. Got the head back. Um, they had the wrong head gasket ordered, so I gotta wait till in the morning to get the right head gasket. Um, if they can't get it right in the morning, well, I'll get Mr. Daniel to go over to O'Reilly's and get one, because they've got one. So anyhow, I got to get a head gasket. I'm not going to use the same one. Um, then I get to throw it together. I got to get the torque wrench anyway. Dave's not here. There you go. Man, I want something to drink, but I can't decide. I know what I really, 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 really want, and that's the soda. And I ain't had soda in such a long time. I don't know why I want a soda, but I want something to drink. I may just go get a clear soda. I ain't had a soda in a long time. I don't think I want a beer. But then again, a beer might be just what I need. Right on, Michael. Well, hopefully one more day of being broke down for me. And I'm hoping by tomorrow evening I'll be mobile again. Now, whether I actually drive anywhere tomorrow or not is another story, because I don't drive in the rain, and by the time it turns evening, it's going to be ice. Um, so it'll have to warm up and thaw out before I take it on a test drive. Straight over to the truck stop. I don't think I'd want one of them hard lemonades. How long have I been not mobile? 3 weeks now or better. I mean, it was movable and all and drivable. It just had cracked heads. Uh, I mean, I was running off of Barr's stop leak. But once I tore it down to fix it, I made it non-mobile. Like today or yesterday, if I didn't take the head off and everything, if need be, I could have drove it on 7 cylinders. Moved it around the block or whatever if I had to. It ain't 6 times, it's third. Too long, I agree with that. Hey, thank you for the late Thanksgiving. Well, you got one to swap with me? Bring me that engine, I'll swap it. Hell, I'll even pay for a skid steer to change it out. You just bring me that engine, would you? Oh, I'm sure they'd fuck you up, man. Them hard lemonades? Yeah. But yeah, man, I'll take an engine if you want to send it to me, swap out. If you got some new heads you want to swap out or something, you just send them to me, my friend. I'll get right on that. I'm doing what I can with what I got and what I can find. Oh, pray it. That's cool. I'm work off press. That's what keeps this going. That's what got me these heads. That's what got me my mechanic Daniel. That's what got me the money to fix what I'm fixing. Prayer. So yeah, absolutely. And yes, sir, I got food and drink. Yeah, the good Lord's making sure I got what I need. Oh, you still want me to check how much monster drinks are in here? Okay. Well, remind me when I walk in there in a minute. He's a troll. He who? He who, he who, he who, he who, he who. Well, let's do a bubbler and go get a beer. No, you're pulling my leg there, Michael. He's from another country and all kinds of stuff. You're pulling my leg. Oh, I'll be all right. And I do. I'm the good Lord gives me what I need, not what I want, but what I need. So absolutely, thank you. I do want a soda, but maybe the beer's healthier. That's what I'm saying. I want something to drink. I don't know what it is. What say y'all? Should I get a soda or a beer? If I get a soda, it will be a 7-Up or Sprite, a light-colored soda, not a dark. Which one should I go for? What's better for the kidneys there, Eddie? Oh, beer? I bet. Well, hell, I got 3 beers and a Sprite. Uh-oh. 3 beers and 2 Sprite. 3 and 2. 3 and 3. Up, Eddie, you can't vote. Ties. We got a tie. You can't vote 2 or 3 times, Eddie. I get a soda and a beer. I've got 2 hands. That'd be funnier than shit, huh? Eddie's stuck on the beer one. I think I'm leaning towards soda. Yeah, Frankie, 1 beer and 1 Sprite. There you go. And Daniel both. See, that settles it both. But which one do I drink? Or do I just a sip of Sprite and a sip of beer and a sip of Sprite and a sip of beer? Dave's not here. Yo, Dave's not here, man. You see how I'm in a hurry to jump up and walk over there and get one, huh? uh, Homemade schnapps. There you go. I don't know. I did feel earlier that a beer sounded good tonight, but I don't want to celebrate too early. But I really think that we're going to have it running tomorrow. I feel good in my heart and all about it. I really do. Uh, Even Daniel will tell you it's third time. Hell, he had three hard times with that damn. This thing seems to be in threes. Me and Daniel was talking about that earlier. Um, Even the oil thing gave him trouble a couple of times. He had to put it up there about 3 times. Um, so this is it. Should go back together and be good. You don't deserve that. Why would he slap you? Oh, I just happened to read. I got a couple of swallows left, and I'm like, what the hell? And you're talking about alcohol, of course. Butterscotch schnapps. See, Eddie says Dave's not a troll. How do you know Eddie? Eddie, how do you know? I mean, I don't think he's a troll, whatever, but how do you know he's not a troll? How do you know Dave? See, that would be my question. How do you know? I mean, I get trolls all the time that fool people and stuff. Just a hunch? Okay. I thought maybe he was a personal friend, you knew him or something like that or whatever, and Oh, I mean, but see, neither one of y'all were around when the real troll, Bryson, did either one of y'all know Bryson Ezra, the trucker, the original troll? Were either one of you around for that? Now that is a real troll. That sly son of a bitch was here during every one of our lives, talking about how good and how great I'm, and this, that, and the other. Would send $20 here and there, and sent me a replica of the motorhome to paint. And I mean, everybody loved Bryson. Everybody, didn't they, Will? Even you, Frankie, every one of us liked Bryson. So much that the first time he admitted that he was in on it, we all forgave him. Everyone on Facebook, we all forgave him and everything, and welcomed him back. And then he started doing it again. So yeah, I keep my mind open to everybody except people I know really well. And see, at one time, I thought I trusted and knew Confather real well, but evidently I didn't. Now I can't say that about Scott Winslow Albert, but I thought that Bryson was a great person and supporter. Hell, Penny Ford kept trying to tell me, it's Bryson. And I stood up for him and looked like a fool on my own platform, standing up for him. Oh, no, he's a good guy, whatever. And sure enough, it was Bryson. Piece of shit. Oh, yeah, he called you a wetback, huh, Frank? Yeah, okay. Yep. Sure did. They used to get on my platform and call our veterans and anybody that supported me a cocksucker. They called Frankie a wetback. They called Spanish Spigs. They called Black the N-word and all. Oh, yeah. You know, Bryson started and did all that stuff. See, this has been going on 5 years, bunch of idiots. But it's going to smack them in the ass one day. Watch. I'm not worried about it. Oh, look at stupid one here. Those were the good days. Huh? Look, stupid's here. Let's bitch slap stupid here. Hey, stupid, take a minute bitch slap for that bitch comment. That was the good days. There wasn't nothing good days about it. Stupid ass. And Michael smacks him with another one. A double smack. The double bitch. Right on. Oh, hell, I'm in no hurry to go get whatever I'm going to drink. Maybe I'll make up my mind if I'm in no hurry. Man, I was looking so forward to a couple of Coronas. My taste buds are wanting Corona, not Colorado Kool-Aid. Cheers. Time I walk to that door, I'll probably get a cup of coffee. But see, that's a myth. People get something hot to warm up, and something cold, you know, to cool down, and that's opposite. If you put hot liquid in your body's trying to cool down. Right or wrong. See, you're everybody, oh, coffee in the morning, I'm so cold, whatnot. And actually, coffee in the morning is doing just the opposite everybody thinks it is. So far as warming you up, there's no way it can. Your body's trying to cool down with that hot liquid you're putting in there. Ah, dang, that's bad. Colorado barking spider, yeah. I've had a few of them tonight, Frankie. Oh, I've got the head here now. No, I've got the head back. I'm waiting on a head gasket. Should be here at 7 o'clock in the morning at the auto parts. There you go, Eddie. There you go. Oh, people nowadays will try and stuff like that just to be assholes. Me, I won't try nobody just be an asshole. But if I'm right or something, yeah, I will stick up 100%, whatever. I don't like to get pushed over. I won't be pushed over. Yada, 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 you know. Damn, I wish I could decide. I know if I drink a beer, it'd be so good that I'll want another one, and I don't want that. Because I'd said it here drinking it while doing this live, and by the time the live's over, the beer's over, then I'd want another one just to chug and go to bed. So maybe I should do the Sprite and the beer. I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll go get me a Sprite, and we'll sit here and try and enjoy that, and if that don't kill the thirst, I'll have the beer. No, I'm not going to get 2 beers. I'm trying to talk myself out of getting one. But you know what? I deserve it. I think we'll just get a beer. To hell with the Sprite. Like you say, it's better on my kidneys anyway. We'll do it for the kidneys. Oh, I'll try and remember the monster. Try and get my attention. Oh. Try and get my attention, Frankie, while I'm in there. It's not like I read comments, but I'll try and remember this time. Hey, guess what? Daniel got Mr. John's phone number today. Yes, he did. I was proud of myself. When he pulled up to get the heads, I ran out there and said, yo, here's Mr. John's phone number. So, in case anyone's wondering, message got delivered. Man, I don't feel that cold out here tonight. I mean, I know it is. If I stood out here, it'd be cold. But compared to the last couple of nights, it's not really cold yet. That's where it's going to be fake. And be near 50 tomorrow, and then bottom out as the afternoon goes on, it says. Okay, let's go in here and look and see what Monster drinks are right off the bat. Monster drinks. Monster. Like most of them are $3.29, and a couple of them $2.99. Then your Knox and stuff like that is $4.69. Oh, there's some Monster for $4.60. Depends on your flavor. That's one of them depends things. Depends on your flavor. Huh. Oh, look, see, they do have the Corona. If I could just get that doggone engine done. If I just got that doggone engine done. They got the twisted teas too.
I'm gonna want cheese on it too, but you do that last. Yeah.
Did you see it, Frankie?
Got pop quiz question for you. Oh, 22, 13. 14, 17, 18, 19, 21, 2. And a Florida.
Hot dog water.
Want to donate that 10 cents to the Habitat for Humanity?
Sure.
Perfect. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, hey,
Hey,
I need your ID.
I know you need my ID. You just want to see how young I am.
I do. I want to see that you're totally underage. That way I can laugh you out the store without your beer.
Huh?
I said I want to see that you're underage so that I can laugh you out of the store without your beer.
Well, it's fake.
Well, I know. I know.
How much you owe me?
Well,
Yeah,
you
I'll
owe
take
me
care of it.
$750. I mean pennies. Pennies. That's what I meant. $750.
As long as I owe you a penny, it'll be fine.
You're donating everything to charity. Alms for the poor.
Yeah. When they start donating to me, I'll start donating to them.
Aw,
Thank you, young lady.
welcome. Well, you don't plan on settling down, do you?
Huh?
You don't plan on just settling down, do you?
Settling down? What do you mean? Like here?
Yeah, a house.
Oh, not here. No, in Arizona. I'm wanting to get out to my family in Arizona.
There you go.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Maybe not a house, but you know, I want to be out there with my family.
Right, right.
We'll catch you later.
See you later, guys.
Hey there. I don't have a girlfriend. You know that. Hey there. All right, 329 and up. $3.29 and up. I showed the cans. Frankie said he's seen them. I even called out the prices. You sleeping? Ah. And we got an alarm going on. Ding, 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 ding. Ding. Move, baby. Move. Over. Man, for all this room in this mobile billboard, I have no room. When the engine compartment's off and heads are laying in the middle of the living room and stuff, I have no room. Hey, honey, I'm home. There you go. No. No, the beer wasn't $7.50. That wasn't the only item I had. That's the only item she needed the ID for. Cheers. Oh, goodness. Oh. Ooh, there's that first nasty one. Ugh. But after a couple good burps, it tastes all right, and the rest will go down. I can't believe I used to, I mean, pretty much religiously drink a 40 every day, sometimes two. Right on, Dave. Right on, Dave. I'll drink to that. I'll hit a bowl and take a drink to that. Here, here. Cheers. Need to change that nasty ass water. It's actually got a little coffee in there. Yeah, I put some coffee flavoring in it. Nah, probably my heater. Yeah, I think it's electricity going through the lines. You can see how that lightened up a little bit when I turned the one heater off? That's probably the big heater. Nah, my hotspot's not on. Let me turn the big heater off and see if they're still, or it could be the LED light above. Nope, they're still doing it. Yeah. See, well, no, it's still doing it a little bit, but not as bad. It does it worse when I turn on the electric heater, so I'm going to say it's interference from the generator. That would be my best guess. You got it. Excuse me. Aliens. I'm ready for them. See, you don't have to worry about aliens ever coming here in a spaceship and abducting anybody, because if they have that technology to fly through the universe, of course they can't, we're under a firmament, but if they could, them fuckers would lock the door, man. They ain't gonna let no human get in there and populate and dumb their asses down, you know what I mean? Somebody me getting in there and wanting to put warning labels on everything and stuff and dumbing them down, and yeah, nah, they lock the doors when they cruise by. No, the fallen angels are here. The demons for the Nephilim and the fallen angels are here. But that's the only aliens that are here. I'm ready for them. Oh, I know we live under a dome, Dave. I know NASA stands for never a straight answer. I don't just think it, I know it. I used to run a ride called the Gravitron. It had nothing to do with gravity, loss of gravity maybe. See, gravity isn't even proven. Gravity is a theory, and only a theory. Okay, well, the only ride ever built that the operator must ride the ride, and that's the Gravitron. And you sit in the center and you spin around all freaking day. I know what it's like to be on something that's spinning. Trust me. Okay, we're not on no damn spinning ball. And that's it. Yes, I believe the book of Enoch describes exactly where we're at. But people don't like reading the book of Enoch because it's not in the Bible. Of course it's not. They took it out. It proves the sun, the moon, the dates, everything. It proves that we're on a 13-month, 28-day calendar. It proves the Sabbath is Saturday. It proves a lot of shit. But see, you don't want to read it because it's not in the Bible. You can call them the graves, you can call them whatever they are. They're the fallen angels and the demons from the Nephilims. Book of Enoch to tell you about the giants that used to run. And I don't mean 10 foot, I mean 30 foot and 40 foot people and shit like that. Them big buildings, got them big way doors built and stuff. Yeah, what would explain them? Yeah, Enoch could tell you all about that. A firmament, dome, whatever. Okay. I call it like a snow globe. You see them snow globes? Yeah, you pick up and shake and it snows, and it's just a dome over a flat platform, right? That's what it is. We're on an ice wall. We're on one continent in a circled-in ice wall with a dome over it, and there's other continents and shit outside of it. I guarantee you. I don't know, but I would think so, because outside of that dome right there is the ocean. Because God separated the heavens, earth from the heavens, from the waters above and the waters below. Now they're saying 400 and something, or 4 miles or something like that down, they found the ocean underneath of the ocean. Shit like that. It also tells you in the Bible about how he opened the heavens and he opened the earth and flooded the earth. It wasn't done just by the rain. And then things people are saying are craters. Yeah, that's probably where the water come up and flooded the earth. Because where's the rock from the meteor or whatever, the crater it hit it? Yeah, not bad. Reminds me of the Delta 9 I used to get out of dispensaries and stuff. They're low grade dispensary. The little nug, if you know what I mean, little baby nugs, like baby buds, I call them. A lot of dispensaries have them, um, and that's their cheaper pre-roll, yada 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 yada. That's what it reminds me of. It brings back memories because, I mean, I'm from New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado. I've been through all them dispensary and stuff, so um, yeah, it reminds me of that stuff. I've had it before, and I'll have it again. Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. Uh, oh, excuse me. Although it's better to burp and taste it and fart and waste it. Unless you're in Walmart and you're crop dusting, that's pretty fun. Woo! Look at all that I get to dry out. I don't throw it out. I dry it out. Ugh. That's for hard times. And it's not bad, really. It don't really taste bad. It tastes like roaches, like smoking a roach. Heck, I remember before wanting to get stoned so bad, tried to smoke seeds. Hell, when I took that yacht down to Acapulco, day 2, me and Steve, the kid that was hired to go and be the mate, it was Bill Resnick, the owner of the boat, me, and then Steve. Day 2, we'd run out of pot. We're looking through our shirt pockets and shit, trying to pick little pieces of bud out of our shirt and shit. We wanted to get stoned bad. That guy was an idiot. Hey, I was supposed to tell y'all a story. Anybody remember what it was about? I started to tell you about it earlier today, and then I thought, oh no, y'all have already had a story, I'll tell it later. And the deal was, somebody had to remind me what it was. Anybody remember? Anybody care? Taste your own person you talking about, yeah? Well, it's like you eat chicken or something and you part and you can smell the chicken and shit. It's like, whoa. When I went to California, the first boat, the first boat and stuff like that, how I became a cook and why I became a cook and all, correct? Well, I had this girlfriend, and I was 16, and she lived at Marina Jacks. Her and her parents lived on a houseboat tied up at Marina Jacks. Now, Marina Jacks was where the Flying Fish, the party boat and stuff, deep sea boat that I worked on and dove off of and everything, whatever. Anyhow, I met her and we started dating. Some hot guys. Anyhow, I mean, she was beautiful. She was a California looking girl, but she was in Florida, Sarasota, Florida, down by Marina Jacks. The name of the boat was called Flying Fish, a 79-foot aluminum crew boat converted into deep sea fishing, bottom fishing. The name of it was the Flying Fish. Anyhow, what's up, Mr. John? Should have it back together tomorrow. They didn't have the right head gasket. I got the head back, the valves unstuck and everything, ready to go back on tomorrow. And you joined just in time to hear the story tonight. If I quit looking at comments and go ahead and tell it, because Will and them are trying to get me off of the story. No. Anyhow, I'd been dating this girl for 3 or 4 months, and they were going to go to California, and I was going to lose my girlfriend. And I mean, she was that hot of a girlfriend and whatnot, that fuck it, hitchhiked out to California, and I did. And I'll shorten the stories up and whatnot. Anyhow, by the time I get out to California and all, we go out a couple of times. Her parents let us use the convertible. Got to drive around California, this, that, and the other. But it was about day 3. She found a blonde-haired, blue-eyed surfer boy, and I was kind of nudged out of the picture and not dating her no more. The convertible that you could drive around and everything kind of like come to a screech and stop, So now I'm out in California and no girlfriend, the whole 9 yards. And I'm hanging out at Ocean Beach. And someone says, hey, there's boats across because I got talking about Florida and the boats, the bottom fishing boats and all. Of course, now I did do trolling also. King mackerel, Spanish mackerel, cereal mackerel, marlin, stuff like that. I worked on boats that did trolling too, but never tuna, But I've been mackerel fishing, bonita, all that, sport fishing, stuff like that. And bottom fishing, but never seen a tuna in my life. And there's like, well, hell, there's all kinds of boats right over the hill. And what they meant by that is Point Loma. Point Loma is basically a big hill, a peninsula. If you look on the map, there's a big hump that kind of goes out. At the end of Point Loma is a research place where they get seals and stuff like that, and they're training them, and they have dolphins they're training to do all kinds of stuff. Then you come on up, there's the San Diego submarine base where all the submarines are and the Navy ships and all that shit and stuff. You come on up and down into Shelter Island and you have the tuna fleet. And I kid you not, there's every bit of 200 boats. They were 3 different sport fishing landings. See, I heard that there's boats over the hill, and that's all I had to hear. I was going to go over the hill and find out about these boats, and because I love boats. And I just got out of Florida School for Boys in Okeechobee, and I took short order cooking when I was there. So I knew about cooking and everything. And man, I love boats. but I'd never cooked on a boat or anything like that. But it's just how everything worked out in life. Because now I'm out in California. I'm 16 years old. Trying to make it. So I walk over the the hill there, come down, and I was amazed. Now there wasn't no boats. There was hardly any boats whatsoever. There's a whole lot of empty docks, a whole lot of empty docks, and a whole lot of people just walking around doing their different things, but hardly any boats at all. They were all out tuna fishing. Of course, I'm finding all this stuff out. There's, if you're in the middle, that's Point Loma sport fishing. To the right was H&M sport fishing, and to the left was Fisherman's Landing. And they were big, giant tackle shops. They rented what they call rent rods, rod and reels for trolling, for bait fishing, whatever. You could rent your rod and reels. It's funny because you get your rent rods here, hearing that all the time. So if you didn't have your own tackle, you could rent it and stuff. And, you know, they had just like a golf pro shop. You know, you had boots, you had knives, you just gift shop, fishing reel, all kinds of stuff there. Or you can buy a ticket to go out on the boats. And each landing had their different boats. And if you went to basically dispatch, I guess you'd call it or whatever, they all had a board. And it would have the name of the boat, how many passengers. Of course, they all left at 11 p.m. Everybody knows that. How many fish they caught, the species of fish they caught, and the estimated time of arrival that evening. Because I'm trying to figure out how do you get on one of these boats, how do you get a job, yada, yada, yada. So anyhow, after going up there and talking to some of the guys in the sport fishing office, I get a feel for it. And they tell me, well, you know, each captain hires his own crew. So you just simply go down and talk to the captains of the boats when they come in. And I'd say about 6:37 p.m., boats started coming in. Now, I'd met a couple of the, what we ended up calling dock rats later on, kids under 18, doing like I did. When I was 13, 14, and 15 growing up in Florida, I used to go down to the Flying Fish, the bottom fish boat, I tell you, and do what they call deadhead. Scrub the boat or sell sodas and stuff to pay for my ticket, you know, to fish. And then when we come in, I'd fillet the fish for tips and stuff like that. Anyhow, that's how you grow up getting on the boats. Well, the same way out there in California, you got kids, you know, that are 16 or whatever, and it's the weekend, and they're going out on the boat, you know, and trying to make their name growing up into it, I guess, whatever. But anyhow, I fit in better with the youngsters because, like I say, I was 16 at the time. And they was like 2 months left of the tuna season. And I go down there, and every once in a while, one of the dock rats would come up, hey, such and such needs a deckhand, or such and such needs this, and you know, I'd go try and find that boat. And, you know, sure enough, you get there, they're looking for someone, but they'd say, you know, well, you know, what other boats have you worked on? Well, none around here, you know, Florida. Well, yeah, what kind of, well, we bottom fish, or we just, and, you know, nobody was really willing to even give me a chance. I talked to 100 boats, I guarantee you, that first night, going boat to boat to boat, and this, that, and the other, and just getting despaired. And then one of the dock rats come by and said, hey, the Vagabond needs a cook. Can you cook? And I just told myself, yeah, I can cook, you know. Go talk to him. And I get over to the Vagabond that was out of Point Loma, and the captain wasn't there. A guy named Monty Young, he was the owner of it. He was there, and he was stocking the galley because the cook had to get a night off or whatever. And as soon as they got in, the cook left the boat. So he was looking for a relief cook. The captain was looking for one. He was both, whatever. But meanwhile, he's stocking the galley. Normally, him and his wife just brings the food down, drops it off, and the cook stocks the galley and all. So he's stocking the galley. I don't know who he is or nothing. I go down there and I'm talking, ask him. He said, I hear y'all need a cook. We got to talking. He asked me my experience, what boat, you know. And I'm telling him, dude, I've never been tuna fishing, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, man, how does someone actually get a chance? Now, I didn't think of it, but how you get a chance is deadhead a trip, just tell them, hey, whatever. And that is what kind of come to mind. I finally looked at him and I said, hey, I work on boats. I'm not going to get seasick, and I know how to cook. You're stuck. You need a cook. Let me go out and cook, and if you don't like what I do, don't pay me for the trip. You don't have to pay me, but at least give me a chance to show what I can do. How else can I get on any one of these boats out here, And he's like, I like that attitude. It's not up to me. Let me call the captain. And so I go on off outside smoking a cigarette. He come back a few minutes later, and he said, the captain said be here on the boat at 11:15. And I'm like, well, thank you, And he didn't leave. I finished helping him bring this stuff in on the galley and whatnot, but he hired me for that trip. And I finished stocking the galley. He leaves, whatever. I don't see him until the next night. Now I'm on this boat, 79 foot. If you right now you can go see the boat still. The boat's still around. It's at it might still be out of Point Loma sport fishing in San Diego, but it's called the Vagabond, and big aluminum hull boat, really really nice. Had V12 Waukesha diesels. Okay, I'd never heard of a Waukesha diesel before in my life until that boat fired up. So Monty tells me to be on the boat at 10 o'clock and sign the passengers and stuff in, and he gave me a sheet, and he showed me how to do all that. Heck, I never left the boat. I just stayed right there. I had my job. Soon as he left the boat, I'm looking all around trying to figure out, there's this big tank in the back, and it's got water swirling in it, and I guess if you put these pipes up, it would make a tank, and it was just, everything's weird, And then it had a little one up on the bow. I figured it's some sort of a live bait well, and that's what it ended up being, but I didn't know what kind of bait or nothing like that, Where do you get the bait or nothing? See, I'm just put onto this situation. And about 11:15, 3 guys come down the dock. 2 of them are deckhands and 1 of them's a captain. The captain goes upstairs. 1 of the deckhands goes down the engine room. And the other one starts fiddling around doing what he's doing. And about 5 minutes to 11, that son of a bitch fired up. And I tell you, I was ready to jump off of that boat. I never heard an engine rattle so much in my life. I swore it was going to shake apart. I mean, that thing, way bad. I'm ready to jump off that boat. But after, if you say he idles it up, and they're one of the smoothest running engines they are. But when you idle them, you think they're going to shake apart. So anyhow, boom, the captain says, hey, to me, and I say hey to him. He goes up in the wheelhouse. That's the last I see of him. I meet the deckhands and stuff. They tell me, that I have the last wheel watch of the morning, yada, yada. That's where you got to get up and watch the wheel for an hour and then do breakfast and whatnot. I'd already made myself familiar with the galley, and it's all short order cooking. Bacon or ham and eggs, hash browns, toast, blah, blah. hamburgers and stuff for lunch, cheeseburgers, stuff like that. Later on, when I did 1 and 2 and 3 day trips and stuff, you did different meals. But basically, on these, it was like short order cooking, you might say. We didn't do steak dinners and stuff. So anyhow, it was pretty cool. We fire up and we head out. And now you've got literally a couple hundred boats racing to the bait receivers. Now, 3/4 of the way out to the end of Point Loma, where the subdocks is, when you leave Shelter Island, you come out and you hook a right and you go on down a little ways, there's bait receivers. And what they are floating docks that have lids on them. And then there's a cage, and they're full of anchovies. And you pull up these floating docks, and I mean, there's big lines of these floating docks, and there's one guy, usually has a friend or two that's out there that live on a hut and keeps track of the, everything out there. But so I'm back there trying to figure out what's going on, because I don't know a damn thing about this. And so we're pulling up to these what they call bait receivers. At first we have to wait. There's other boats, there, and when one pulled out, boom, it's our turn. We get in there, we tie down, and they take what they call a crowder net and throw it down the bait receivers. 2 guys get down there and they crowd the anchovies with this crowding net. And once they crowd them into the crowding net, they take these long-handled scoop nets, and you take 2 of them, you pass one down, and when they pass that full one up, you pass the empty one down, and you just keep rotating them like that, and boom, you get your anchovies. 10 minutes, you fill up that bait tank, and another minute or 2, and run up a few up to the front bow bait tank, untie the lines, and haul ass out to the fishing grounds. Well, after we leave the bait receivers, I was told I could shut the galley down anytime I wanted. Charter boats, you just count the beer and soda and leave it open, and what's gone you charge the charter. This was a passenger boat, so I give a last call for sodas, beer, or anything, and then put a lock on the box, and I go to bed. Hang on. Right on. Well, John, I'm trying to make it short, but also fill in a lot of the details. So if y'all like it, cool. I appreciate it. So anyhow, I tell them where I'm sleeping. I love riding the bow. I go all the way as far forward as I can. I love riding the bow, sleeping on the bow. You get the most motion. The Coral Sea, I had to sleep upstairs. But any other time I had choice, I'd always like to try and ride down on the bow. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, I get woke up. Hey, wheel watch. And from 4 to 5 a.m., I had to watch the wheel. Just go up there. If you didn't come across another boat or an obstacle or something, you didn't do nothing. You just made sure you didn't hit nothing. If you was going to hit another boat or something, you turn the automatic pilot off, turn the boat a little bit, so you miss it, put it back on course, and turn the autopilot back on. Just, making sure you don't run over nothing. Every one of the crew has a wheel watch. And me being the cook, I had the last one because I'm the first one basically to get up. Because I get up at 5 o'clock and start prepping the galley because people are going to want to start eating by 6 o'clock. I go in there and I pre-fry some hash browns, get them about halfway cooked, do a couple pounds of bacon and a rack of sausage and stuff, have all that about halfway cooked, smoke me a joint. I could smoke right there at the grill. Nobody knew. I had a cigarette in one hand and I'd have a joint in the other. I'd take a hit and just act like I took a drag on the cigarette, and I just blow it out that exhaust. It mixed with the grease and shit. Nobody ever knew. I'd stand right there every morning getting stoned making breakfast. But that's another story. anyhow, people come up. They wanted, ham and egg. They wanted this. They wanted that. No problem. Boom, 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 boom. It was great. And then all of a sudden, we're fishing, and most of the people are out on deck while they're trolling and stuff. There's still a few people in there, maybe wanting a sandwich or whatnot. And then all of a sudden, you yell, hook. Someone yells, hook up. Everybody go, gone. The galley's empty. Everybody just flat gone. Because everybody's running out there to grab their rod and reels. Because this is it. This is the fish. This is the chance. You were trolling the schools at the boat. The trollers did their part. Now you get out there with the bait rod and try and get you a nice tuna. And I'm like, hey, okay, this is all right. And I see how it is. We troll to get the tuna up. And then once the tuna get to the boat, a chummer gets on the tank and starts throwing chum. And you see these fish boiling all over. And all of a sudden you see a rod bend and a rod bend. And if you don't lose too many fish, you can keep the school around for a half hour, whatever. But if you start losing a lot of fish, it spooks the school and they go away, and you have to start trolling and getting them back to you again. But anyhow, everybody's on one side of the boat because the boat's drifting. And you got to go over or under with your rod and reel, up and down, because that fish will take you around the boat at least one time. Guaranteed. And when you get it up close enough that you see it, you just yell color, and then someone will be there with a gaff hook ready to gaff it. So, I caught on to it pretty quick, And heck, it was about, 2 hours into fishing. One of the deckhands asked me why I wasn't fishing. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he says, get one of the bait rods there if you want one of the rental poles. He said, grab one of them rent rods and catch yourself a tuna. There ain't nobody in the galley eating. What are you going to do? Just stand here and watch? And I'm like, really? I can fish? And the captain said he had no problem with it. And I'm, oh, hell, that's all they had to do is tell me that. I went and I got my first tuna, and I was hooked. And I sold every one of the tunas I caught on the way in, and I put the money in with the crew. So, I'd make a couple $100 in fish and put it in with the tips with the crew of the deckhands and stuff. I loved it because I could fish. And that's why I was saying the other night, some of the guys at first would tease me about being a cook. Well, why are you cooking this? That? I could work the deck. I know how to tie fish knots and tag fish and put them in sacks. A gaff fish, sashimi, gaff it in the eye, and the guy normally gives you like a $10 or $20 tip for a sashimi gaff. I know how to do all that, but cooking, you got to fish. And that was my favorite part about cooking. There was only one boat in the whole fleet that wouldn't let me fish, and that was the Champ. And he wouldn't let nobody fish. And he said, cooks belong in the galley, they don't belong on the deck, yada, 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 yada. His boat, his pay. I worked for him a couple of times, and I knew I couldn't fish, but hey, the pay was good enough. But, I don't think you'd have to worry about it. But that was pretty cool. And boom, lunchtime I did the hamburgers and this, that, and the other. And we get in about 7:30 that evening. All I had to do was make sure the galley was clean and order what I used. Like if I used a half case of burger and two racks of buns, whatever, I had a list. I just went down and reordered everything that I had used on that trip. 4 dozen eggs, this, that, and the other. Because it's 79 passengers that I cooked for. And we get in, and it's my responsibility to put the new grub and stuff back on the boat. Monty Young comes up and has a dock cart full of groceries and whatnot. And he asked me how I liked it, and I told him, hey, I thought it was great. It was pretty cool. And he said, well, how would you like to finish out the season? And I'm like, what? And he said, yeah, if you want to take over the galley and finish out the rest of the season, the job's yours. And I'm like, really? And that was my first job and how I got on the boats out there in San Diego. Right on. Yeah, 79 passengers plus crew. 2 captains, 2 deckhands, and me. So five crew and 79 passengers. That's why you call them cattle boats. You cattle them on and cattle them off. My favorite boat I worked on was the Coral Sea. And I forget, I think 40 or 45 was our maximum passenger on it. Just like the Finalista 100, I did a 21-day trip on that one. Oh my God. 21 days is just way too long. A 5-day, 7-day trip, okay, cool. But when you get into them, 21-day trip was just, we had a lot of problems though. The cook, I was dishwasher, bottle, whatever, cook's helper. The cook gave the captain and a couple other passengers food poisoning. That we ended up pulling into a dock somewhere along the way down to where they got shots. They fired the cook. He had to stay in his stateroom the rest of the whole trip. Meals and everything. He wasn't allowed out of the stateroom. Made 100 times more work for me and one of the deckhands. We were supposed to go and fish the Socorro Islands, but because of a typhoon, we couldn't get down to the Socorro Islands, so we never made it very far south of La Paz. We were supposed to go 200 miles off of La Paz, but with the typhoon out there and whatnot, we didn't get to go to the Socorro Islands. And then that's, of course, where the trip where the guy died, and we had to throw him in the freezer and all that crap. Nah. I mean, yeah, I've seen some rough weather and stuff like Deadliest Catch. The only thing different about Deadliest Catch is the cold, the ice. But them waves, them water, the wall, oh yeah, I've been in them. Oh, no, yep, been there, done that. Been there, done that. The Finalista 100, when we got down there near that Shabasco, I swear them waves looked every bit as tall as that boat. It was a 100-foot boat. You'd be down in that trough and you see nothing but giant wall of water. You're just in the trough. And then all of a sudden you come up and you can see maybe a boat or land or this, that, the other, something right there. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're way, 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 way down in a big old trough of water. Yeah, people would take trolling line and try and tie themselves to the galley seat and shit. I'd be up in the galley and you hear thump, thump in the bunk room where people would get shaken out of their bunks and fall out of the bunks. I've been in some rough ass weather, my friend. Just not the cold ice. Oh yeah, well heck, I went on a shrimp boat, freezer boat, 30 days. Yeah. But a passenger boat, 21, nah, Oh, Mr. John, I do, I really do. Yeah, well, the guy was dead. Where else you going to put him? The Coast Guard ain't going to come out and pick up a dead body. And we were 14 days before we were going to get back to dock. Where else was you going to put him? I don't think he would have lasted in a refrigerator. Wouldn't have fit. What are you doing? Hey, watch what you're chewing on. Nah, we didn't kill him. He hooked into a wahoo. It was the first morning of fishing. You imagine 7 days of going down and getting there, and on the 8th day, the morning of fishing, within the first hour of fishing, you hook into a wahoo, and you die a happy man. I mean, that's what I figure anyway. We didn't do it. The excitement and the Wahoo did it. Yeah, nah, he never heard the dead guy story. See, when you're down, way down in Mexico like that and whatnot, they ain't coming. They ain't sending a chopper. Choppers are and Coast Guard are for rescue. If the person is dead when they get there, um, yeah, they got to pay all kinds of fines and money and ungodly. Yeah, want to call a. Of course, I didn't know this until we were putting them in a body bag and putting them in the fridge. That's when I learned. Right there. Um, yeah, the Coast Guard has to buy. Betty, quit. They have to buy airtime, airspace, all the way down to the pause to pick the guy up off the boat, space all the way that. I mean, I don't know how much airspace costs and all that, but that's what it is. Um, a rescue, no problem. A death, nope. Put them on ice and bring them in. It's up to you to put them on ice and bring them in or take them to the nearest port. Coast Guard ain't coming unless they're alive. They got to have a pulse for the Coast Guard to come. Oh, yeah, we brought the body back. Coroner met us when we backed into the dock. Yeah, there was a coroner van there at the dock when we backed into the dock at Customs. They didn't pick the body up over where we unloaded the fish. See, we had to go to Customs first. When you come back in, I had a C-store, and before we got within 3 miles of land, I had to lock up the C-store and put a seal on it. And that's where you get alcohol and cigarettes with no tax. And you can only have one open and one unopened carton and one bottle of booze opened or unopened or something like that. There's rules. It's not like you can buy me out, or whatever. But anyhow, when we come back, you got to report to Customs dock. And then they check everybody in through Customs, yada, yada. They come and they refill my C-store and put another seal on it that can't be broke unless we're over 3 miles offshore and more than 24 hours out at sea. That's where they picked up the body, if I remember right. I think they picked up the body there when we was at the Customs dock, if I remember right. If not, then they picked them up there H&M Landing, because the Finalista 100 was out of the H&M. Well, I mean, that's the only thing you can do. I mean, it's not like we threw them in there with the fish or nothing. And it wouldn't it wouldn't matter if we did. But the Finalista 100 had dual fish holes, freezer holes. They had one on each side. And all the fish ended up being on the one side. Now, he was in a different hole, Will, but it wouldn't have mattered if he was in the same size as the fish. Everything was frozen. He was in a body bag. So it wouldn't have mattered. The whole thing is to freeze and preserve the body. Right? Oh, on the Coral Sea, I'll never forget. It's the first time that I was on the boat and the Coast Guard come out and did a rescue. And I'll never forget it. And we used to, we had a lot of fun on the Coral Sea. Captain was young, the second captain was young, we, they were a pretty cool crew, and we used to prank each other and stuff like that here and there. Anyhow, I can't remember. I think we were tuna fishing. We might have been island fishing, but I'm pretty sure we was tuna fishing. Anyhow, the Coast Guard came out, and they were sending a litter down. And I'm sure it was Larry, the captain, that told me that he wanted me to take the line that was on the side of the basket. There'd be a line on the side of the basket, and that's to steady the basket and whatnot. Now, he did not tell me to let that basket hit the deck before I touched that line or basket. He forgot to mention that. I know damn well that he knew what they were doing when they set me up for this. And there was no reason for me to reach up towards that line, that basket, or nothing, except for the laughter I heard. Because all I remember was like two big, bright, white headlights and flying backwards and hitting the wall behind me and hearing the laughter. Yeah, them choppers make one hell of a static charge. And you're supposed to let that basket actually hit the deck and the charge go, from the basket through the boat into the water. It went from the basket through me, through the boat, into the water. No fun. Like getting hit with the biggest stun gun you've ever been hit with in your life. I mean, I just like two white napkins. I mean, just solid, the light at the end of the tunnel type thing. All I remember is my eyes were like headlights, two big bright lights, and like, what the F? And of course, Larry and them are laughing. Yeah, static electricity. If you watch the movie Hunt for Red October, when he's transferring to the sub, before he transfers, they hold a rod out, and it shoots a little lightning bolt from the sub to that rod. And I'm like, oh shit, that's exactly what it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's supposed to get real cold quick tomorrow. The first thing you're taught on the flight deck, right on. Well, they had their fun with me and that Coast Guard helicopter sending that basket down. They sure did. Well, shucks, my friends. I appreciate all of y'all, and I appreciate y'all hanging out. I hope y'all enjoyed the story and all. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please make sure you sign that petition at 420gym.com. Nobody belongs in jail for weed. We need it federally legal for all. Cheers. I do the lives at noon and at 7 daily. And I'd really appreciate it whenever you see one of my videos or lives, take a second to double tap the middle of the screen. You may not think it does anything, but it does a whole lot, and I appreciate the people that do that. And if you share the videos and subscribe to the channel, I'd be very honored. Hey, you too, Mr. Eddie. You too. I'm going to do me another little bubbler here. Yeah, it's my bedtime. I wanna rock. No, I wanna rock putting this head on in the morning. I want to go over to AutoZone at 8, 9 o'clock, pick up that damn head gasket. I'd like to be able to hear this thing or show it off at noon tomorrow. Wouldn't that be something? After all this time, wouldn't it be nice to hear this thing just sitting there idling at noon tomorrow? And it gives me something to work for. No promises. No promises whatsoever. But it gives me something to work for. Oh, probably one of their breakfast burritos here. I don't know. Hey, I might get me a breakfast pizza tomorrow. Yeah, I might just get me a breakfast pizza tomorrow. That'll cover breakfast and lunch. Cheers. Well, my friends, please catch me tomorrow at noon or at 7. And remember, it's all about peace, love, and cannabis for all. One team, one dream, united we stand. And if we try, we can all get along. My dogs love you. I love you. Most of all, Jesus loves you. Have a wonderful evening, and I hope to catch y'all tomorrow. Good night. Peace, y'all.